Hey ladies and gents, I figure I'd get back on here. It's been a while. I'm still working on editing the footage from my trip from Arkansas. There's a lot of it. That being said, I went home and kind of got my poverty pony is what I kind of want to call it, but this is a knockoff wannabe Mark 18, which I've only held a real Mark 18. I think it was my last deployment that we were with the 26 Mu. I think one of those guys had one, and they were, I don't remember if it was the recon guys or who it was, but somebody had one down there, and they were doing some sort of function check, and I just so happened to be walking through the P-way. I was like, oh shit, that looks cool. But a lot of that deployment is kind of like, whoo, blur. But that being said, I figure I'd get into the guts of this one. I originally saw the upper receiver assembly PSA. I have mixed feelings about PSA. They pump out a lot of stuff for a very low price. There's a reason why it's a very low price. As of yet, I have not had any issues with this upper. It's the front sight post is not canted at all. It's very loud. I actually put this thing together in a pistol form and was going to give it to my mother because she is small in stature and prefers something a little bit lighter. And because of its loud report, she didn't like it. She actually preferred a larger, that's my new cuckoo clock, by the way. She actually preferred a larger M4 or M4 variant. So, or AR-15 M4, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, basically there was some things that I added to it once I got it back from her because she didn't like it. It was too loud. Shorter barrel, louder report of the rifle. Basically, the only thing that's really any interest on this gun is it's got a Spikes lower, a Crusader lower, SBA 3 brace, mag pulled out, obviously. I'm a big fan of impact weapons components. Halo Strategic. That, if I remember correctly, that is a P3X Fury Surefire flashlight. I know there's been a lot of to do here lately about Surefire, but they do make good products. Their politics may be a little shifty and shady. They make good products. I've used them on every deployment I've been on, which is 3 of them. So I would say they make good stuff. Magpul Pro rear sight, PSA bolt, standard charging handle. So far, oh, and I don't know, I have no idea what the trigger group is. I think it feels and works just like a standard trigger group, like a mil-spec trigger group. I don't really know. I didn't ask. A buddy of mine gave it to me. He had a spare. It runs. I don't know. I've got roughly, I think if I remember correctly, it was 738 rounds through this rifle. I've had a couple malfunctions, but they were with steel case ammunition, and it usually was a stovepipe, and it would literally catch in the bolt, and the bolt would be stuck back like this, and I would just, it had already picked up another round and was going to chamber it. I just flicked it out of the way, and off to the races we went. So I don't really think that's a major issue. And if I recall, it only happened once. So Um, other than that, I think the other one was like a double feed that I ended up causing because I didn't have the magazine inserted all the way, and I was proned out trying to zero the rifle, and I induced a double feed like a dummy. I really didn't have to do much to zero this rifle. When I got it, and got it all together, I took it out and just paced out 25 yards and just put it on my Caldwell and busted out some rounds, and it was pretty close vertically, but horizontally it was a little off. And I think it's just like 2 ticks to the left. Yeah, about 2 ticks to the left. And that was it. And it was on. So I haven't shot it since I left Arkansas. Like I said, I didn't put a whole lot of rounds through there, but I know that's like 736 or 738, one or the other. But it runs. I mean, it's cheap. You know, PSA. I won't go into a lot of political crap about PSA, but they aren't as good as BCM, obviously. They're not as nice as like a Sons of Liberty Gunworks rifle or a Noveski, but for all intents and purposes, I think I have less than $600 in this thing, and it does everything without obviously the flashlight and shit. I don't even remember. I think that was over $200. I bought that at the exchange. I could literally lose this thing, or somebody could steal it, and I probably wouldn't cry. Like, I would, compared to the rest of my guns, like, obviously that are insured. If I lost this, I probably would, yes, report it stolen, but not be upset about not having it back, because I didn't spend that much on it. But then again, I do sometimes irresponsible things with money. So that being said, Magpul PMags are all I use because I don't see the point in steel mags anymore. I noticed that the ammunition that this gun does like is XM193 ball, 55 grain. From the distance I was at, though, it's no telling, because that's pretty close. 25 yards is not very far. So that being said, that's really all I have to cover tonight. I'll be posting videos up of my my SAR 1, and also of some repair work I'm going to be doing on my 870 Police Magnum. It's a Remington product, I know. Anyway, you guys have a good evening, and I hope you guys enjoying these videos, and my content's constantly improving. So you guys have a good night and a safe weekend. Thanks. Bye.